3 years ago, summer of 2021. It's around 11 p.m. I just got home and I am extremely tired. I open the door to my room and the first thing I see is my computer. And immediately it pops up in my head that I still have to log onto the game to complete the daily missions. And as I said, I was so tired that I just wanted to lay on my bed and fall asleep. I didn't even want to open the game and play it. Regardless of that, I turned the computer on and I start playing the freaking game. Can't quite remember why, but I was stuck on this one mission. I couldn't complete it. 1 hour went by and I was still stuck. I wasn't even enjoying the game anymore. I was just a zombie in front of the screen. And that's when it hit me, bro. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want to play this game anymore. So why do I feel obliged to do it? I remember I wanted to get the XP so that I could level up or something dumb. But was it really worth it? I'm wasting my time on this shit. And as time passes, the more miserable I feel. I decided enough was enough and I finally went to sleep. The next day I wake up and again, I hop on the game because it was summer. I had nothing else to do. And absolutely no one was online. If you play video games, you know the feeling of logging onto the game and all of your friends are offline. It sucks. And this time it hit me even harder. I was already pissed off from yesterday. So at this point, I was having like a midlife crisis at 15. I was going through this period in my life where I struggled with my identity and my self-confidence. And no wonder I felt like this, Up until then, my biggest achievement in life was reaching the last level of the battle pass. So, for the first time ever, I looked myself in the mirror and I broke the news to myself. If you keep going down this path, you won't reach your goals, you won't reach your aspirations. Is this really how you want to feel for the rest of your life? And the answer was clear. No, I didn't want to feel like that for the rest of my life. And what annoyed me the most was that I knew what I had to do in order to improve my life, I knew I should stop playing video games. I knew that I should start exercising. I knew I should join a gym. I knew it all. But I also knew damn well it was going to be very hard to overcome all of that alone. That day, I made a promise to myself. I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and it's not like a huge piece of text or nothing. I simply wrote that I will make my future self proud. And it was probably the biggest inflection point in my life. I was determined to make a change, change who I was, change my identity. Safe to say, the following weeks were absolute hell. Every day I would wake up super early, get a workout in first thing in the morning, and then spend the rest of the day reading a book or listening to a podcast. Nowadays, that doesn't sound too bad, because that's still pretty much how my days go. But back then, I was super out of shape. I had the cardio of a koala. So even basic exercises would drain all of my energy. And reading wasn't much easier either. I was used to playing video games several hours per day. So to go from that to reading throughout the whole day, it was like I was doing a dopamine detox without even noticing it. I'm glad I went through those times, because they molded the person that I am today. They molded me. But because I was so focused on myself, I ended up forgetting about the world around me. I didn't go on social events because I had work to do. I didn't allow myself to have much fun because I felt like I had some kind of productivity debt, which is fine. There are times where you need to be a little selfish and put yourself first. The problem, however, was that I was in that state indefinitely. I had no plans for when I would stop living like this. Hell, I didn't know if I would ever stop living like this. And this, I understand, is put on so many people, especially if you are introverted, as I said in the title. It's easier for you to lock yourself out of everything that's happening around you. You want to improve yourself, you're doing all of the right things, or at least you think so. But at a certain point, the work you tell yourself that must be done, it becomes an excuse to lock yourself away. In search of bettering yourself, you end up losing one of the major pillars of being human, interacting with other human beings. It's a paradoxical situation. You dive deep into self-improvement with the intent of becoming a better person, but in the meantime, you isolate yourself. from the very experiences that make life feel rich and fulfilling. So there I was, trapped in my self-imposed routine. Days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. I was getting fitter, I was getting more knowledgeable, I was getting more disciplined, but I was also getting lonelier. It was as if the more I improved on paper, the more disconnected I felt from the world around me. So I decided to take small steps, to reintroduce social activities into my life. I started going out more often, reconnecting with old friends. And look, it may be awkward at first because, you're not used to it, but it reminds you that life isn't just about taking off goals and achievements, it's about sharing moments and creating new memories. I understand that my experience isn't unique. Many people, especially those who are highly driven like me, we can easily fall into the trap of, extreme self-improvement. We think that cutting off from the world will help us focus, but in reality, you do it for long enough and it becomes your new norm. Without even noticing it, you place yourself in isolation. The balance that I strive for now involves both personal growth and social connection. I still work out, I still read, I still listen to podcasts, I still do it all, but I also make time for friends, family, and just fun activities. This approach has not only made me a better person, but also a happier one. Improving yourself shouldn't come at the expense of your social life and your mental well-being, at least not indefinitely. While it's essential to work on yourself, it's equally important to maintain your relationships and your social life. After all, we are social creatures, and our interactions with other human beings, they significantly contribute to our overall well-being. So, my advice to you, if you find yourself in a similar situation, just try to strike a balance, keep improving, always improve, but also live your life, enjoy it, because we are only here for so much time. Alright, catch you guys in the next one.